Welcome back, Season 2, Episode 8 of your Leaders Only digital show and podcast brought to you by What It Changed Inc. and Tone Drone TV. I'm your host, Kendell,
I'm Semaj.
and we're very excited to have our second guest, and this is a special one. This is our sister, Ashley.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Oh, man, this is going to be an excellent show, man. So we please ask y'all to invite y'all family, friends, have a watch party. We ask that y'all like, subscribe, click the bell, comment along as we go along with the show. If you miss our live streaming, you can always hit pound, replay in the comment section. And, we love to hear everything that you got to say.
All right. So, welcome, Ash, and thank you for joining us today on the Leaders Only show. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Thank you for having me. I am the youngest of the three. I am a mother. I am a health analyst, health specialist with DC Health. I am also a braider. I own my own company, beauty supply, hair, Royalty Beauty. I also partner with Traveling Beauty and Royalty Salon. I'm just here. I'm a black woman just trying to make it and be the best mother I can be.
Sure. Thank you for that. Man, yeah, like I said, man, it's an honor. So we're just gonna dive into it, man. We're gonna ask you to tell us about life growing up with us. You know, everybody always take that narrative of having two brothers, and you know how that goes. So you tell us how you experienced.
It was fun. I had the best of both worlds. I was the youngest of three. I'm the only girl. I'm the baby. So I had my best friends. I've had my big brother that was always like the father figure, the serious one. It was always teaching me something new. And there's one thing he's always instilled in me. My mom used to yell at us if she was mad at herself. He always say, before we are anything, we are human beings. And that has always stuck with me throughout my entire life, especially raising my child. And that's kind of how I deal with her feelings and her emotions and talking to her. I've had Kendell that was like my best friend, my right hand, who I always got in trouble with and, protected me. But it wasn't hard having brothers. It was fun. Sometimes I wish I had a sister, but I don't think I would have had the same love and strength and discipline that I had with these two. So I think I was pretty lucky.
Mm-hmm. Oh man. So I was like the problem child, so it was kind of like it was easy to follow me, and then go to Semaj, and he ain't with that, so it's kind of like dang, he ain't gonna get with it. So um, I had a big hiccup in my life. I know it was kind of tough. So by me separating from you, you tell us how was it like when I went away for 10 years?
That was the hardest part of my life. I was a sophomore in college. I was an intern with DC Health, and I never forget the call of saying, my mom crying, saying something's going on with my brother, and he's all the way in Virginia. I didn't know what to do. I just know I needed to get to him and figure out what to do, what was going on. It was scary. It felt like our unit was ripped apart, to be honest with you. It was just, at that point, I knew anytime he got in trouble, he could call me, and I would be able to get him out of it. But at that point, I knew I couldn't do nothing but be his support system, and told him, don't cry, I got you. And from that point, I had him, but it was hard. I failed classes because I was depressed. I went through anxiety. Me and Semaj grew closer, but we grew apart because he went through depression and didn't know how to channel it. I didn't know that he was dealing with depression at that time. He didn't know that I was dealing with depression. I started dating somebody who reminded me of both of them, actually, and I had my daughter. So that was a blessing, but it was still kind of hard because she didn't have him here. I was still missing the piece. I would still have to take these trips to go see him, go through school, help my mom, be with Semaj and help him because he was still doing his things with parties and down pulling his clothing line. And it was hard. It was hard. I really felt like a piece of me was gone for 10 years.
So let me ask you this. So what would you think the hardest part about, the prison situation when you had to, a lot of people used to think you was my girlfriend, much as you was there, with the visits and things like that. The hardest thing for me, and the thing that I used to always tell them is don't come see me because the way they gotta leave is the hardest part. Like it's like, bro, it's like, dang, it's the first day again. It's like when I first got locked up. Every time you leave, it's like, dang, I can't go. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so that was something that I always wanted to ask, like, how you feel when you leave? Because I know for my mom, it was tough.
For me, it was more of, yeah, I may be leaving you in prison, but I'm not leaving a gravesite. So I know when I get home, you're going to call me or you're going to email me. So I was okay with that. It was better for me to go to a visiting hall versus going to sit at a grave and putting flowers there and reminiscing about those memories. Um, the hardest part throughout that entire time is when I couldn't come see you and I couldn't talk to you because you got in trouble or you went too far. And then on top of having my baby, I couldn't always just jump up and go anymore. So that was the hardest part because at that point, I didn't know what was going on with you, if you were okay mentally, physically, if you were hungry. I didn't know. So all I had was my mom and Semaj and, my child. But Semaj started doing his own thing too. So at that time, it was kind of more of I was by myself, battling with anxiety and depression and missing my brothers, both of my brothers, and still trying to learn how to be a mom, finish college, and live and work. So it was hard, but I had to push through it. I had to get through it. I had to be who I needed to be for you,
Right.
and be sure that you made it home to us safely.
I appreciate that. So on top of that, then you had, Samaj took on his journey, his own journey, and his new venture, and it had him relocate for a certain amount of time as well too. So he took on his new adventure to California, and then it's like now both of us going. So how that made you feel?
Oh, and Samaj left, I cried like a baby. The day he left, I was so excited for him because I knew this is what he wanted to do. This was his passion. He had this vision. I knew he was going to be okay, but I was petrified. He was going across the country. I could not jump up in my car. He called and said, Ash, I need this. I couldn't get to him within a blink of an eye. I was scared. I didn't know nothing about California. I didn't know gangs. All I knew was gangs, 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 gangs. And I didn't know my brother was going to be okay. I just prayed over him and knew that he would be fine. And he embraced a whole new journey. And I just looked at him as a different man at that point because he went from being top athlete from high school to college, graduating, being in the government to getting fired, never working again, going across the country with his best friend in a car with just his products and following his dream. And he inspired me from that day. He truly inspired me. Scared me, but inspired me.
Man, we still inform y'all to always, with your mental health emergencies, and if you always have things on your mind, if you feeling sick, ill, and mental wise, or you need to just vent, dump all your baggage or your problems or whatever you got stuck in your head, your mental situation or problem, you need to escape. We always ask you to hit the mental health emergency line at 988.
All right. Okay, let's be aware of the dangers out there and pay attention to our surroundings. We know that crime is rising, and we're all exposed to different things, daily rituals, people just being laid off, inflation, all those type of things. So, just be careful while you're out. Be mindful of your surroundings.
Yes, sir. And also, uh, I seen on the for people that are driving, that's like going to work in the morning because I travel early in the morning, going across the bridge, like heading to Virginia. Uh, that they be having a problem with the tractor trailers being in the wrong lanes, so they holding up traffic. So they just be aware of the trucks. It's gonna be a lot of traffic because they starting a new process with the trucks. But man, we move right along, man. So you want to chop it up with it, bro?
Well, first question is how hard has it been to get to know me again?
I don't feel like I had to get to know you because what people fail to realize that this has been Semaj his whole life. Um, Semaj has always been different in a way. He's always been that person to see above and beyond, to see further than what you can see. So for me, it's not really getting to know you again. It's just learning you at a higher level and learning more from you. When we were younger, he he ate. He ate a lot. He eats a lot now. He just eats better. He always worked out. He always read. He always write. He always loved to talk. He always loved people. So it's not really of me getting to know you again. It's just watching you elevate and be a higher person, but elevate to your higher self, and just again and continue to inspire me at my big grown age.
Right. All right. Would you say you're closer to me or Kendell?
As kids, I would say I was closer to Fudgy or Kendell.
Yeah, you could say
uh,
that.
he
They
was-
know me as all of those things.
I was closer to Fudgy when we was kids. We were 18 months apart, so he was always like my best friend. We went to school together. I never went to school with someone because he's older than me, so we didn't really experience the same things. Um, I think I have an equal relationship with both of you guys. I can come to talk to Semaj about certain things that I feel like I can't talk to Kendall about. And then I can talk to Fudgy about stuff that I can't talk to Semaj about. But I can come to both of them for any and everything. I don't feel like I choose either one over. I don't feel like I don't hold either one to a higher standard, or I should give more love to this one than I give that one. Because it's always been the three of us.
So let me piggyback off that question. So how was it? Well, the question before leading into that, how was it? How was it to get to know the new me?
That was hard. That was hard. You were a completely different person when you returned. So it was different. It is different. I'm still getting to know you. You still are getting to know yourself again. You are still battling with the changes from being in prison and coming back. You're not the same person you were. It's different. Some days it's not easy to talk to you because you're angry, and some days I don't know what you're angry about, and I want to know what's wrong, and I want to talk to you, and I want you to express it without getting frustrated or crying, because you're an emotional person. People don't know that about you. You're a teddy bear. You love hard, but it's been a challenge, but we're gonna get through it.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for. So it's been different because of the things that you have been through and the things that you're going through. But I want to change it. I'm gonna be here every step of the way. Help you get through it.
I feel like it's kind of easier for you to recognize certain things because you've been in a similar situation where you had to help your child father out in the same situation and dealing with his
incarceration.
incarcerations and dealing with his post-traumatic stress and things and his anger and how he reacts. It's kind of easier for you to recognize it than a lot of people in our family to recognize it. That's what happened in my relationship. It was hard for her to recognize it, but easier for you to explain it to her. And that's what I think helped build y'all relationship.
Yeah.
By you being able to experience what she never experienced, made it easier for her to understand, and made it easier for us to grow as a friendship. Whether we broken up or not, you made that possible as well. So that's a benefit on my behalf too. I use that to my advantage as well. Um, so it's kind of easier for me to chop it up with her when I'm in my mind, when I'm stuck in my brain. You know. So, yeah.
All right. Which one of us is easier to talk to?
Semaj. Semaj is easier to talk to because I feel like you take your emotions out of things. A lot of the times you talk about facts, and you've never been a person to really have a cut cards with me or with anybody. So for me, it's easier to talk to you, and also because you teach me things too. You take the time to, even if it's in your terms, you teach me, and I feel like sometimes it's easier to talk to you. Not that I can't come and talk to you, Fudgy, because I do all the time, but it's easier to talk to Semaj, and I think it's because of, he does a lot of reading, a lot of meditating, and just a lot of different life journeys. So, and even like the 10 years, us being apart, we grew closer. We had no choice but to be each other's friends.
Mm-hmm.
So, you just talk to Semaj at times.
Yeah, I kind of make it hard because I'm always on the move. And then you're like, the way you always on the move.
I'm always on the move, so sometimes it's hard to even catch this guy.
Yeah.
And then if he even woke.
Yeah, that's another thing.
It's sometimes hard to catch him too. The other day I didn't even know he was gone.
Well, he in and out though, like that's flash, man.
Yeah, so
he in and out. The mission got to be complete.
Yeah, but I also feel like Semaj kind of understands too, because you are taking care of Daddy, and I got my baby, so you kind of see that sometimes you don't have time to sit there and just talk, or you don't have time. You don't have time.
Right.
You're teaching somebody to redo something, and I'm teaching somebody about life, period.
Mm-hmm.
So both of those things are a struggle, and some days it's hard, some days not, but we both can relate because we're both at this point raising another human being.
Yeah. I be also having to wait, like, for everybody to get on the same level to move at the same pace. So that was big for last year. That's why a lot of things became mundane and just monotone and double and even kill. Like I said, I don't really get excited about much, or I don't get upset about much. I try to just keep it balanced no matter what is going on, because I have to conserve my energy and consume my energy because I give so much of it away. I don't want to have to leave and not tell people and keep it moving and stuff, but it's like, until you have that set team that's going to ride, die, you don't have to say it twice, then you moving, you know what I'm saying? That's what, God blessed me with Deuce. Like, we came from his birthday 3 days away from Kendell. My birthday is the same birthday as his sister. So I know, different signs show me, but all I'll be wanting is to work with my brother and my sister. And we always talk about, he got an older brother and he got an older sister. And how, he come from a single mother background. He knows pops, too. But he being the one that's chosen to carry that burden and chase his dream and think about on a bigger level. And that's how I be. But I really be upset when it can't be us three, because, I see how other people's relationships are with their brothers and sisters and stuff like that. And especially coming from our aunts and our uncles. Like, that's one thing. Our family is cool, our relatives is cool, but this is my nucleus, you know what I'm saying? So I can't control what they do. I can't speak on it, but so much. But I will always be like, dang, my brother and my sister, like we moved from Philly. We've been everywhere together. So my voice should be like more edged in stone. But then it would be more like backlash sometimes. So it'd be like, man, you know what? Until they ready, I'll just back off.
I mean, over the years, especially when you were gone, I didn't understand like why he wouldn't come to me and help, ask me to come and be a part of his team. Like, I would do certain things. Like, people don't know, I used to sit at the doors at the parties and collect money and tell people, oh, you can't get in. I don't care if you're not on the list. I don't want to. Yeah, you know him. Okay, cool. You're not on my. I was that person. I would be out at night with him, putting flyers on cars and passing out stuff, posting. I would argue with people online about my brother and his parties. But for a while, like when he did, El Capitan and leadership, I didn't understand like why I couldn't be a part of it. I'm his sister. I do hair. But I also had to take a step back because of the lifestyle I was living too. It wasn't meeting his lifestyle, and it wasn't what he was trying to promote. He was no longer into parties. He was no longer into drinking. He was no longer into those type of things. And I still was. So over the last few years, I've grown, and I think he's seen that. I may not be 100% to where he is, but now I think he's starting to see, and just him asking me to be on this podcast is a blessing, and I think it's showing growth, and I'm honored. As long as he sees, and both of my brothers see, like, me working and elevating, they know that I'm going to be good, and we're going to all tie in. We just all, like you said, got to get on that same path. And everybody, all of us, even though all three of us been together, all three of us have went on our own journeys. And we all experienced
It's all about
different
choice.
things. Yeah.
It's all about choice. Whether it's the mistake they made or not, it's still about choice. I'm big on
Yeah, I had to get away. I mean, I had to get away to learn how to come back and be around. But I only came back to be around because, like you said, with that. And then in my mind, I'm like, man, I'm closer. You know what I'm saying? So, shoot, I need some help because beyond being depressed, I think when people think depressed, they just think you just sit somewhere and you can't get stuff done. Like I'm an emotional depressant that lacks from love. Like I'm a love child. You know what I'm saying? I spare people. I don't even want. A lot of times, I don't even want repercussions on people and stuff. Cause I got my conscience don't be right. Like even when it could go bad, like really bad. And I mean, I had numbers. Even when we was in school, I used to get into it with my teammates. Like, bro, they go here. We not about to beat up on them. We not about to outdo 20-1, bro. We ain't. And I'm standing in the front of them like, y'all can fight me, beat me up. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't rocking like that. And in my mind, I'm just thinking like, I don't like bullying because I've been bullied. And bullied in the sense of just, y'all just pick a time to jump on me, bro. And I was just speaking to y'all. So that, I had to get over hating people. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's how I felt. I never done nothing to y'all. Nothing to know. I always, even now, I'm still saying, I'll go out my way for people. Last night my boy was just watching me at the group home cooking. He forgot to get video and pictures because he was in awe. He like, bro, you never been to school for this. And he's like, bro, I seen you in action. And I'm just like, I'm on a path now, bro, that I have a little bit more, not a little bit, but I have a lot more control over what I can give people, and I know how it's going to affect them. Like I was telling my boy, for a whole year I had to heal, but I had to figure out how to righteously be a part of El Capitan and keep myself, because growing up, we wanted to be Rockefeller. We wanted to be State Property. We wanted to be... And then you get to your pinnacle of local success. Then you get the regional success. Then you start seeing your stuff nationwide. And then it taught me how to be a wingman because, like I said, I always tell people, Deuce had a vision too, you know what I'm saying? And I wanted to teach him like I would teach my brother, like, bro, I support you. I don't care what your idea is. We're going to rock out from here to here. But now I'm going into my 40s. How do I make it work for me, for you in Georgia? If y'all decide to have children, if I decide to have children, I want to be able to know how we become our own bank. I want to know how to protect our assets and put it in trust. I want to know, look, my sister has this. We got to be able to take money, and your sister has an idea. But how do we take money that I'm rising up over here, and we've been building over here, and then if your sister has an idea of your girl, how do we do it? But keep my core there because I don't even feel like that no more. Like you said, I don't want to necessarily drink. I don't have a problem with people drinking. I got a problem with belligerence. I got a problem with people acting a fool and blaming it on alcohol, which means you have no self-control. Then I've been trying to find people to look up to as a man for so long, because as a kid I knew it was like, okay, well, you got big cousins, you got this. And then, like I said, if you start passing people mentally, like if I can't pick up your phone and ask you about a book, or if I can't pick up your phone and not talk to you, I don't want to talk to you about Eli Manning and Peyton Manning. I want to borrow 10 grand. I want to be able to put another 10 grand with the 10 grand. I want you to teach me, how do I live off of life insurance? Oh, you don't even know. But then I see you arguing or you got slick stuff to say. That's why I always say this is my nucleus. I love everybody. But what I learned was everybody don't love you the same way you love them. So it's cool. So as long as it's genuine. But my nucleus, that's why I take the deuce. You know, I take the Zoe. I trade out for this person. Like I always tell you, if something was to happen to me, I got a list. Don't let these people come around at all. I'd rather not be in confrontation with y'all or talk bad about y'all or argue with y'all. But coming from my heart, the conversations that I have with the universe about y'all is to continue to keep y'all far away from me. And continue to remove y'all away from me. If you're not really about the importance of the family. Because they say it's about the children. But you chastise the children, you're getting cursed out. If it ain't about just giving the kid a gift, you're getting cursed out. And then they'd be like, all right, that's fine on the outside. But here, because I want my child, I want to be able to know, all right, ain't going to be no candy, like I told you. Ain't going to be no meat given to my child. Yeah. That may be the day that I lose my cool to the point where I'm not the nice guy no more. Disrespect. I could take it. You know what I mean? I've been taking it. When you sitting in the corner, you got to hear, they out there again letting them kids be in the house by themselves because they on drugs. You know they dad ain't. I don't want to say that about I don't care what happened with my niece's father. She ain't never heard me say nothing. I don't walk around with that type of misery as an adult to be spewing it on a kid in their presence to hear them say that your dad ain't nothing. I tell little aunt, anybody, don't you ever say nothing bad about your father because you were born. Now make whatever you make, because every time you get bigger and every time you get bigger, that story that somebody got to say, oh man, you know you ain't have a dad. Man, bump that. You fix that. I did. We just got back right a little bit later. But I always had a dad or I wouldn't be here. That gave me the strength to keep going. Weirdo, y'all keep harboring instead of helping. I'm like, well, you didn't do nothing. You ain't got enough feeling in you. But damn, my mom was on drugs and she tried to make a decision to get away from it. Instead of all of us coming together, I never once heard nobody say, yo, I'm I'm building a healing retreat. I got some land, I got a house, we got a group home, we're gonna put y'all together so y'all can heal. No, I just heard, you know, she with Titta and she, yeah. Oh no. Now that we getting grown, see them stories, you don't forget them. See, that's the type of pain that I be having. That's what my depression be. People not listening to you and you forgiving people with your heart. And you still got something to say. You get upset that we don't come to your child's game. I remember playing every week in college, looking in the stands. You know who was there? My mom that recovered. You know who was there? My homeboys. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to pin that guilt on me, because this thing worked two ways. And I know them kids. That's why I get on my knees at such an early age. You can call me, because you can go put it on whatever you put it on YouTube. Kyla, you can hit me for $30 for food. And that's what children's supposed to do, so we look out for them. But that message has to come to you, too, because...
You have to call and check up on them, because one day you're not going to be here. I tell my daughter all the time, call and check on people. Call to your mama, call your father, call your uncle. Your uncle called you today, because one day you're not going to be able to pick up the phone and call them.
Yeah.
One day you're going to wish you picked up the phone and called them. One day, These people not gonna be here. We not gonna be here. Some people don't have a father, a brother, a uncle, a mother, a grandmother to call. I'm stressing my daughter how blessed she is just to have these people alive. Because at 9 years old, I didn't have my grandmother no more. I barely saw my father. I didn't like my stepfather. I had my brothers. I had, like you said, we had aunts, we had cousins, we had mommy. But
and even with that,
my mom was at work.
Being the oldest though.
And he's gone.
And you not like as Mr. Melvin, but then being the oldest too. And then the more I got older, it was like, your mom wasn't always right. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, man. Yeah. Then I look at it. You know, this household is toxic.
Yeah, like he's learning it, but we still in the house having to deal with it. And then as we get older, like you said, as I got grown, I started noticing, it wasn't just him.
Yeah.
You was part of this situation.
He took some L's.
He took some L's. You was wrong. Daddy was wrong. All of this was wrong.
Because
nobody taught y'all how to do it right.
Exactly.
And that's what it's a saying too. If you don't know no better, you're not gonna do no better. If you don't, and I think it's bullshit when they say if you don't see it right in front of you, you're not gonna do it. That's BS because, like you said, we didn't always in a healthy household. We had to fight and we had to arguing. But that does no longer happen in my household. I spread nothing but love to my baby.
Right.
I make sure she knows that she's loved and it's nothing to spread. It costs you nothing to be nice. It costs you nothing to have integrity, to spread love, to know the facts. It costs you nothing. It's going to cost you a whole lot to be ugly, though. Right. It's going to cost you a whole lot to be nasty to somebody. And it's going to cost you even more to just be a bully and to do all of that.
Yeah, I was able to grow and learn from it because I know it was passed on to me. I will be right up until step 10, and that's when I'm gonna call you a B, and that's when I'm gonna fight fire with fire instead of I should have just bounced. Now, but I never seen a man in my life, but I never seen a confident man in my life. We think we mistake narcissism and the ability to have a bunch of the newest clothes. That's masking a bunch of stuff. When I mean confident, I mean like take the celebrity away, but like just a good example, like Andre 3000 type confidence. Like I could walk around with a flute, because the flute make me happy. I don't care what you think. You want me to go rap. I like taking walks on nature trails. Again, I don't care what you like. I like working on cartoons, bro. I don't care what you like. Like having somebody to be able to say, I'll be back. Yell as much as you want. Shut the door on her. I'll come back and sit you down. I'm only going to tell you this one time. I don't care what we talking about, what you mad about. Don't yell at me, especially not in front of your children. Number one, I already gave Mr. Melvin the most respect. I used to feel bad, you know what I'm saying, because I was torn in between the two. And then it would be times 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm yelling. Man, shut up. We trying to go to school tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Y'all in here yelling. We really got school tomorrow. Y'all really going to do this. At 2 o'clock, glasses, all this. And we still got to wake up and go get honor roll. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nothing's going on in our house.
So I know it's crazy. But I know it was passed on. So I always try to even be more gentle now. Because it's not for the world to see. I be saying it all day. Just Trump. People always got something to say about the state of the man and the state of the man. The state of the man has been going lower and lower and lower because you can't express. I've been kicked out of 2 airports. One, just because I look the way I look. The lady said I look I look intimidating. Mm-hmm. I get people complaining at the gym. The lady said I'm working too hard around her. They literally complaining, but this makes me feel good because I'm coming to myself.
He got kicked out from seeing his brother on my birthday because the man didn't like how you looked at him.
Yeah, my presence, I always knew my presence it means something.
You a man, I can look at you.
Yeah, it's terrible. But at the same time, we didn't know. We just didn't know. And now, that's why I try to come back together now because we proved a lot of stuff that we had to prove in terms of proving it. That's why I be trying to tell y'all. We had nothing else to prove but what the elevation looks like. If it's going to be a hair studio, then cool. If it's going to be pouring into Leah, then cool. But I be just adamant because, like I said, I have a relationship with my cousins and my family, and that's cool. They're going to do whatever they want to do. I came through the same portal as y'all, you know what I'm saying? So I be wanting to do it. And then my family, our extended family, like people that just be tuning in, people I'm meeting, strangers. I know it's tons of people that want to work with their brother and sister, or just have a relationship with their mother, their brother, and sister, the way that we do.
Mm-hmm.
It just be those times of the the disrespect and just being mean to one another that it takes me all the way down. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm cool with I could lose people, I could cut people off. But my brother and my sister, like we tied to forever. You know what I'm saying?
It's been times that, me and Semaj, we don't know. Me and Semaj have gotten into it, haven't talked for months, and it's more of my feelings is hurt because I can't believe my brother would yell at me and jump up in him at that, like to see him. So I wouldn't talk to him for months because it's like, how dare you, my brother, my brothers would do that. Sometimes I didn't talk to Kendell because the way he talked to me, and both of them have been a part of my life and seeing, my mom has dealt with domestic violence, and I've always said I didn't want to do that, and I end up being in that relationship too, and I got myself out, and I know I tore both of them down by going through that, but what they don't know is that they tore me down by not being as supportive as I would have liked them, but during that process, what they don't know is them being nasty and mean, or to me, it made me stronger. It made me feel like the world is not nice. So my brothers are not going to be nice. Let me grow as a woman to make them respect me, make them love me. They're going to respect me. They're going to love me even more than what they did, because they're going to see that I went from a horrible situation and became a better woman, a better mother, and all of that. So each day it's a struggle. Some days it's not, easy. Some days, we all want a stronger relationship. But I can sit on the phone and talk to somebody for 2 hours. He can cry to me. He can talk to me and tell me everything how he feel from the time he woke up until what he wants to do next year. And I can do the same thing to him, and we can come together and we're going to make plans and we're going to do this as a unit. But each one of us have to change individually. And so Marge has reached that level because he's took that time to heal and figure it out. I'm going through mine, and I came and I healed through that bad relationship, and I'm coming to become stronger. Kendall's going through his stuff now, and he's getting stronger each day. Kendall has to work on his emotions because in reality, Kendall is more of the baby than we are, than I am. He's more of the baby, and he's been through some stuff, but I just feel like all of us are strong, and all of us is we're going to impact the world a different way. Because everything he's saying, like how the family members used to talk about you, that used to kill me. Like, hearing them talk about my brother, and I always remain one of his biggest fans. Like,
But it'd be so funny to me because everybody who says something, ain't nobody no funny. There ain't a person in our family that done anything I done. No resume. I always say that. Where's your resume? Put it up.
Yeah, because it's like Semaj, I think because he didn't went out of the box and showed everybody how you can be successful without doing. You even did the norm. He did the college thing. He did corporate America. He did that all, and he still wasn't happy. So to see him just honestly happy, it's just like, I can do this too. I can do this too. So it's like I work and I do hair on the side. Not even side, like that's my own business. So I know I can do it too. Because I know I've seen Semaj do it. So I know I can do it too. But each day, it's like no sleep, no nothing.
Yeah. So basically, with that, it's the same. It's the same for me. Like I feel the same way. That I feel like everybody can do it, but it don't take me to say it. But it's just like you can forgive, but I don't forget. That nasty stuff that we come from bad attitudes. I remember just sitting around and hearing no conversation of people just talking and fighting. Talking about fights, talking about, oh, we did this, and it's like I would sit and I would literally be like, why we don't have that story about? We don't have no glory story, like none. Like you got the what's the lady who made the hair products back in the day? the old lady that made the movie about it. She made the hair.
C.J. Walker.
Madam C.J. Walker. Like, so I know if they had it, and then they had it before that. Like, you know what I'm saying? We created everything. I be wanting my glory story, and I'm done waiting. And then it's just some people. My boy put it up today. He's like, man, everybody can't go. He was so right. But those miserable people that's afraid to heal, that I keep just gonna heal right in front of their face. I'm gonna keep getting softer. It's for them, you know what I'm saying? I pray that their children get up out of it and don't grow old and miserable. So I know it's time to wrap up. Appreciate you for coming.
Man, absolutely.
Definitely
Thank you
great
for having
conversation.
me.
I'm pretty sure we'll do it again. We hope everybody else enjoyed the show. Well, pray you enjoyed the show.
We love you.
Love you
definitely
guys.
love
I'm
you.
proud of y'all. I'm going to keep supporting, keep tuning in.
Likewise.
So we hope y'all enjoyed the show, man. Leaders Only brought to you here by What a Change Mentoring Inc. Tone Drone TV. Always like, subscribe, click the bell, comment below. If you miss our live streaming, click pound replay in the comment section. If you got anything, problems, concerns, ideas, any thoughts, topics, you got anything that you want us to research or touch on, you can always email us at leadersonly22@gmail.com. I'm your host, Kendall.
And I'm Semaj.
And this is our wonderful sister and guest, Ashley.
Thank you for having me again.
Yes. Have a great week.
Peace.
Be blessed.